My name is Steve Sunderland. I represent the fund you see on the board, Western NIS Enterprise Fund. First, I'll give you a little bit history of the fund so you have some context, and then I will explain the new foundation that we are creating within the fund. The Western NIS Enterprise Fund was created in 1994 with money from the United States Congress. There were also similar enterprise funds all across Eastern Europe. Hungary, Estonia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, so it's not unique. We have cousin funds. With the fund, the main goal was to support the financial development of Ukraine, specifically to invest in small and medium-sized businesses. So since 1994, the fund has invested in more than 100 Ukrainian businesses. Now we are starting a second phase of the work. The fund is closing down because we've spent all the money, essentially. We've invested all the money and we have profits left over. With the profits, all of these enterprise funds create foundations. So you have the Albanian American Foundation, Bulgarian American Foundation, and they all have different goals. One goal of the new foundation will be to support the funding of MBA programs for Ukrainian students in America. We're starting that fairly soon. My area of responsibility is public-private cooperation projects. I'll switch to the next slide. So right now we're just beginning our new phase of work, so we're looking for ideas, we're looking for projects, we're looking for people to manage projects. This fall we'll have a call for concept ideas from people like you in Odessa, in Dnipropetrovsk, all over Ukraine, but mostly we would like to focus on eastern and southern Ukraine, at least initially. So the type of projects we're looking for are numerous. You see in the second bullet point, we have public-private partnerships, associations, alliances, incubators, business improvement districts. These type of projects exist all over the world, in Europe, and I think there are even some in Ukraine, especially in Lviv, and there's some new projects developing in Kyiv as well. And we would like to support a project with your ideas, perhaps in Odessa this fall. So the scheme of work is essentially what you see in front of you. Execution is a management team and a project idea from people like you. And the main criteria of a project which we will fund is sustainability. You see in bold, the project should be financially feasible. We have the startup funding, and after 1 or 2 years, there should be some revenue streams so that the project can exist beyond our funding. That's the first criteria. The second criteria is that it should support the growth of small and medium-sized businesses. We're looking to give funding to a community of organizations or businesses that will work together to support the IT industry, agriculture, manufacturing. The sphere is not one and is not defined at this point. We will have a number of projects over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. And we are looking for the first project to be particularly successful so that we can show other people the example of our success and hopefully have some kind of line of people waiting with great projects that we can fund in the future. Also, we would like to include support from local government authorities as well, because although from the IT community, from your point of view, you might not necessarily need the support of the government, perhaps it's better if they support it at least politically, administratively, so they don't block what you're trying to do, at the very least. And if they had a little bit of money to co-finance, that wouldn't hurt as well. So here's one model of success. The Albania American Development Foundation is our sister organization. They've already created the foundation. They closed their fund about 5 years ago. They created a business improvement district. You can find this online as well if you just look up the Development Foundation. What they did is they united a number of businesses in a square in the city of Shkodra into an association, provided marketing, legal, financial, computer services to the businesses. They gave funding for benches, trees, for the street, for the water system in the local square. And in this way, the district was renewed, it brought new life, increased business activity to the area. Another example is tourism. They started this in Kyiv, and also they're working on it in Lviv. Actually, they've had a little bit more success so far. So it's the model is an association with a number of different partners involved in that association, from hotels to tour operators to the local government, providing communication between the customers and between the organizations to determine the needs, the advantages of the industry, to build on the opportunities and to work on the areas of improvement. So I've already covered basically the key features of a good project. We see economic growth, and the results should be somehow concrete and measurable, whether it's in jobs, higher salaries, more profitable businesses, increased tax revenues for the local governments, and active participation as well. We would like to build a project based on the creativity, the communication, the participation of lots of different groups in society to create a new attitude, positive momentum economically in a city. So I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you, Dimitri and Nastia, for the invitation. I'll leave a pile of business cards in the back table. Please feel free to contact me with questions and ideas. And I myself am leaving Ukraine at the end of August. So if you would like to be on a list for further communication, just send me an email with your name, your company, or a few thoughts, and I'll include you on a communication list for further contact, so that in the fall, when the application process goes online for our foundation, you can look at the criteria, the objectives, and make a proposal if you would like. So thank you very much.
So what is the main activity? Why do you want to do this in Odessa? What's the main goal? Why in Odessa? What is the interest? More about your interest about me.
Well, as we see right now, the political and economic situation in Ukraine is a little bit difficult, and the U.S. government, also many European governments, the European Union, has been trying to support the political and economic development of Ukraine, not only recently, but for a number of years. In fact, our fund was started in 1994 in order to develop smaller businesses in Ukraine, because as you'll notice, especially in eastern and southern Ukraine, the economy is dominated by large, many times inefficient businesses that don't necessarily support economic or political improvement of the country. If you look at countries in Europe or America, really the backbone of the economy is small and medium-sized businesses. And it creates more opportunities, more growth for people, more strength of the democratic system as well. So it's not new, it's not a secret. This is what's happening. The European Union has many programs as well. And we're in partnership with the West to support Ukraine.